Guy Ziv, who's a professor at the American University in Washington, D.C. Good to have you with us, Guy. So Greenblatt's Middle East plan was hailed by Trump as the deal of the century, but he now seems to be leaving before we know the full details of this plan.
Yeah, the timing is really interesting because it's indicative of the lack of progress and most likely failure of these efforts. Most experts in Washington will tell you that this plan never really had a shot. The Palestinians have not even been on speaking terms with this administration. And I think that to a large extent, the Trump team was set up for failure. We're talking about three individuals: Jared Kushner, the president's son-in-law, Jason Greenblatt, who has worked for President Trump for 20 years. He's been Trump's real estate lawyer, and David Friedman, who's the U.S. ambassador to Israel, whose background was he was a bankruptcy lawyer, Trump's bankruptcy lawyer. So we're talking about three individuals who have no expertise, no experience on Middle East affairs, and they're charged with resolving or helping to mediate the most intractable conflict on the planet. So in many respects, they were setting themselves up for failure.
Well,
and,
I mean,
I think
Trump has said that he's going to release this this plan sometime after the Israeli election. So I don't know. Is he hoping that Benjamin Netanyahu's re-elected and somehow that's going to make some kind of difference?
Well, I think the difference lies in domestic politics, both here and in Israel. Trump is clearly interested in shoring up his base and, in particular, appeasing the evangelical community. Netanyahu is interested in shoring up his own base, and he needs Trump's support for his re-election in a week and a half from now. I think the real danger here is that we haven't heard a thing about the two-state solution. We haven't heard a thing about what the Trump administration envisions. All we have heard so far is disdain for the Palestinians and open support for the religious right in Israel, which is creating an absolute catastrophe with its policy of creeping annexation, building settlements in areas that are supposed to be designated for a future Palestinian state, thereby rendering the two-state solution almost inconceivable if this continues and leadership is not shown.
Guy, good to speak with you. Thank you very much indeed for that. Guy Ziv there in Washington, D.C.